Alright, so today is my first video, and today I'm just gonna make, what if Naruto was a lustful demon king? So, we start as the lustful demon king is sitting in his throne, and this is years before Naruto even started. Not, the lustful demon king, we're just gonna call him the demon king. But just know he's the lustful demon king. The demon king, he's sitting at his throne, and when he's sitting at his throne, he's looking for a successor, because he's soon to die in a couple thousand years. So he's just searching and searching for a successor, and he can't find a successor. So he just sits and waits, and he does what a lustful demon king would do. And as he's sitting and waiting, a couple thousand years pass. Or actually, no, we're not gonna jump 1,000 years. But he has a messenger. They're gonna say that he has a messenger, and his messengers come to him and says, "Master, I think we have found a successor for you." And then he says, bring me this person. So we're gonna call, cause he has seven, we're gonna say he has seven messengers. We're gonna say their name, we're gonna say they're 7 messengers of the dark. So as the 7 messengers of the dark go to the demon king, and as they tell him about the successor, they bring him the successor. This trip takes to go to where the successor is staying. We're gonna say he lives in Konoha, and we're gonna say that Madara was alive at this time. We're gonna say that Madara was the successor, and as Madara gets taken to they're gonna say as Madara gets taken to the demon king. The demon king gives him a few questions. He says, what do you want in life? And then Madara says, peace, power, and just peace. And then the demon king is like, all they want is power and power, but this one might be different. Because he wants peace. And so Madara just sits there and says, why am I here? And then the demon king says, for no, you're here. I thought I found you as a successor, but I did not. And then the seven people, they say, we're gonna say the 7 riders. The 7 riders, because I forgot their name already. The 7 riders, they say, I'm sorry, Madara, you're gonna have to die now. And Madara, he awakens it. Well, we're gonna say Madara didn't have eternal Mangekyo Sharingan, so he awakens his Mangekyo, eternal Mangekyo, and he tries to put them in a genjutsu, but it's reflected back and it's put on him. So we're gonna say after it's put on him, we're gonna say that he just buzzed down and on his knees, and when he gets on his knees, they're gonna say, I'm sorry, Madara, you're not worthy for this position, and they chop off his head. Now Madara, he doesn't die. Well, he does die, but he's gonna get reincarnated in a couple thousand years. So I'm gonna say the 7 riders, they say, sorry, my lord, we couldn't find you a successor. And the demon king says, for this you shall be punished. And they're punished, basically. And after that, after that, we're gonna say, after their punishment, then they just wait it out. They wait for years, trying to find a successor, but they haven't. haven't found a successor yet. So the Demon King is now getting angry that he hasn't found him a successor. So he sits there and does what a Demon King does. After he does whatever he does, he goes. He tells the seven riders to sit and wait for him. So he goes and he looks for him, and this is 2,000 years later. He goes and he looks for him a successor, and after he goes and looks for him a successor, he says, that boy there, he shall be my successor. As he sees Naruto getting beat and cut and stabbed and basically everything you can think of that's gruesome. And as Naruto walks home with a bloody mouth, bruised everywhere on his body, everywhere, the lustful Demon King appears in his house, and Naruto says, What are you here for? You gonna beat me too? And the Demon King says, No, boy, I'm not gonna beat you. You shall be my successor. And as Naruto says, What do you mean? And the Demon King says, You shall be my successor. And then Naruto's like, what is that? Because Naruto, he's pretty cuckoo at this time, pretty dumb. As Naruto says, what is that? The Demon King says, you shall obtain my power. I've been looking for years for a person to obtain my power, and you are the one. You gonna be my successor. I'm sorry I'm saying that a lot, but I'm just trying to make it good. So after he says that, he transfers his he calls up his seven riders. But the Demon King, Naruto, he's gonna be 10 times stronger than the previous Demon King. We're gonna say every time that there's a new Demon King, they awaken, they get more powerful. So basically what happens is that when Naruto finds out, the Demon King, he calls his 7 riders and he says, this will be your new king. Treat him right, and if you don't, I'll come back and kill you. So as he says that, the 7 riders, they get feared down the throat because, no. The 7 riders, they'll say, okay, master, okay, my lord. And then he says, I'm not your lord anymore. This young man is. And they say, okay, yes, sir. And as the Demon King disappears into Naruto's, I want to say there's been 20. Nah, that's too many. I want to say there's been 3 Demon Kings. One name is Meliodas. One name is Hakuna. Nah. I want to say one name is. They're gonna be Meliodas, Zeldris, and I want to say Haki. Yeah, Meliodas, Zeldris, and Haki. The strongest of them all was the one. They were all lustful Demon Kings, and they all have their own backstories. But I'm not gonna get into that right now. So as the Demon King appears in Naruto's mindscape, Naruto, he feels a sharp pain in his head, and he says, "Oh man, my head is killing me." And then one of the riders say, what would you like to do, my lord, about your headache? And then he says, nothing, I just need some rest. So, as Naruto goes in his room and goes to sleep, 2 hours pass, and he wakes up. As he wakes up, he's in his mindscape, and he sees everybody, including including the previous Demon Lord. The strongest Demon Lord out of all of them will be Naruto, but out of all the 3 in their head, it's Meliodas, because he was part demon, or he was full demon, and he was a Demon Lord, so that obstructed his power. It made him and but the gods had to kill Meliodas because he became a we want to say he became a tyrant, and he just started taking over countries, and he let his rage and darkness take him over. And as his rage and darkness took him over, the gods struck him down. Same with Zeldris and Haki. He was a peaceful demon lord. He obeyed the rules and everything. He couldn't find him a successor. But so he died, and that power was just passed on to a random person. And after this power is passed on to a random person, everything that I just said happened. And after that, Naruto, he says, "Who are you guys?" But he notices the man that just gave him his power. He says, "Wait, what's your name? I never got your name." And then he says, "Just call me." Just call me Mr. J. And then he says, "Okay, Mr. J." As he says, "But who are you guys?" They all started introducing themselves. They say, "My name is Meliodas. My name is Zeldris. My name is Haki." And as they say that, then say okay. Now after Naruto, after they get done just introducing themselves, Naruto says, "Okay, what am I doing here, and what is this place?" Naruto at this time, he's gonna be 4 years old, so he won't know much. But Naruto, as they say, you're in your mindscape. And after they say you're in your mindscape, we're gonna say that Naruto, he trains. In his world, he goes into a deep sleep, and the 7 swordsmen, they know what's happening to him. And the Hokage, I'm gonna say the Hokage, he doesn't know, but he thinks that these 7 swordsmen are trying to kill Naruto. And as Naruto, as their greatest weapon in the leaf, the Hokage goes in Naruto's home, knocks on the door, and says, "Naruto, are you there?" And then he doesn't answer, so he screams, "Naruto, are you there?" And then as he doesn't, he screams a second, he screams a third time, and with no response from Naruto, the Hokage kicks open the door and sees the 7 swordsmen there sitting down. We're gonna say the 7 swordsmen are one girl and we're gonna have 1 girl, 3 girls. I'm gonna say this is gonna be a harem. There's gonna be 3 girls and the rest boys. And as Hokage kicks open the door, he says, "Who are you? What are you doing? Are you trying to kill? We're gonna say the Hokage is crooked. Well, not crooked, but evil. He's gonna be crooked too. You're gonna say, "What are you trying to do to that 9-tails brat?" And he's our greatest weapon. If you hurt him, I'll kill you. So they say, we're not doing anything to harm our master. We just want to protect him. And the third Hokage says, "What do you mean, your master?" And then we're gonna say what's his name? I forgot his name. But the man with the Sharingans, forgot his name. Him. I hate him too. We're gonna say he's a good guy, and we're gonna say, hold on, bear back. We're gonna Danzo. That's his name. There we go, Danzo. We're gonna say Danzo is a good guy in this. And then the Hokage is the bad guy. The only good Hokage was the 4th. But let me get on topic. Basically, they say, "What are you doing to Naruto's brat?" And then he says, "Nothing. We're just trying to." They say, "Nothing. We're just trying to protect our master." And as the girl is sitting with or laying with Naruto, I'm gonna say she's 5, and Naruto is 4, and everybody, they all lose their. We're gonna say they lose their since that Demon King, we're gonna say that Demon King was 50,000 years old, and since every, if that Demon King is 50,000 years old, we're just gonna say that like their age, it goes with the Demon Kings, and so all of them, they went down to Naruto's age, and then when they did that, then the Hokage bust open the door and everything, and then we see then the Hokage, he says, "What are you doing to the Nine-Tails brat?" I'm sorry that I keep saying the same thing over and over. It's just that this is my first video. I'm kind of nervous. So, after he says that, he kicks open the door, and hold on, I need a break. Okay. Then after they say, "We're doing nothing to our Lord, we just want to protect him," they say, "Yeah, sure you're not. Sure, you're just trying to kill that Nine-Tails brat, aren't you?" He's like, well, the Hokage says, "I'm sorry, I can't let you do that. Even though I hate that brat, I still can't let him die. He's our greatest weapon." And after he says that, we want to say it's been 7 years in Naruto's head, but a couple minutes out. We're gonna say it's been 7 years in Naruto's head, but like an hour outside. So after that, we're gonna say Naruto, he's learned from each demon lord, and he says he learns from each demon lord. And after he learns from each demon lord, he wakes up from his slumber, and they all immense power from this little boy. They say, the little girl says, we're gonna say her name is We're gonna say her name is Nejire. Nejire. I wanna say her name is Nejire. So as Nejire says, Naruto-kun, you've awoken, and then he hasn't learned their names yet, so he's gonna say, "Who are you?" And then he says, "Oh yeah, I forgot, you're my protectors, or seven riders, whatever you are." And then as she pouts, or she doesn't pout, she looks down and says, "You don't even know my name. You're just gonna call me random. You're just gonna call me random." And Naruto touches her face and says, "Then what's your name?" As he gets closer and closer to her face, he says, "What's your name?" And she turns red and says, "This Nejire." And then he says, "Okay, Nejire-chan, I'm sorry for not calling you by your name." And she says, "No, it's fine, my lord." And then Naruto says, "Please stop calling me that. Just call me Naruto Uzumaki. Believe it." And as he says that, the Hokage, those six swordsmen, or those six riders, they're sitting by the door, and they're in a fighting position with the Hokage, and the Hokage calls his Anbu, and the Anbu back him up, and Naruto, he walks out the room with Nejire, and the six swordsmen right there. They're saying, "Oh, Nejire." They say, "Oh, Nejire, have you got a liking to this boy?" And then she blushes. She gets super red and says, "No, we're just friends. After all, he's my master. He wouldn't like me anyway. He probably hates me like that, like the first one did." And then Naruto gets close to her face, and he says, "No, I really don't hate you at all. In fact, I like you in a way, in a friendly way, should I say." And when he says that, she get like super red. I mean, tomato times 10 red, and she passes out. And Naruto picks her up and sets her on the couch. And Naruto says, "What are you doing here, Hokage? What do you need from me? After all, I'm a demon. So what do you want?" And the Hokage says, "Naruto, you're here? You're awake? be like, yeah, what do you want? What do you want from me? And Naruto says, Hokage says, I, I called for your name 3 times and you didn't answer. And then after the Hokage says that, Naruto says, okay, if I would have been dead, you wouldn't care anyway. After all, I'm just a stupid weapon to this village. And in this timeline, he never saved Hinata, so she gets a liking to. I know it's gonna sound weird, but it's been done in the past, or in certain clans. Let's say Hinata gets a liking. To dog breath. Yeah. Let's see Hinata gets a liking to dog breath, cause Akamaru or whatever the dog's name. Actually, no, she gets a liking to Neji, and Neji. Oh yeah, I'm gonna say after this. Neji, he gets a liking to Hinata, so every time she gets pushed down, he always pick her up. So that's what made her. They get their relationship better and better. So, after Naruto says, "I'm just leaving this stupid village. You don't even like me." So as Naruto walks out, he bumps past the Hokage. Hokage says, "Naruto, I can't let you do that. If you take another step, I'm gonna have to restrain you by force." No, he doesn't say that. He says, "Naruto, please, we need you. You're our strongest weapon." And then Naruto says, "Is that all you think of me? Just a weapon? A weapon, a weapon, a weapon. Oh, that's all you think. A weapon, or no weapon. You never cared to think what I felt. You never cared to think of my feelings or anything. You just cared of me as a weapon." And Hokage says, "Naruto, just wait, we can talk about this." And the Anbu and Hokage says, "If you take another step, I'm gonna have to restrain you." And Naruto says, "You restrain me?" And then the seven God, I can't talk. The 7 riders, they say, or the 6 riders, or no, we're gonna say Naruto is holding. I'm gonna say Naruto is holding Nejiri, and like in a way when Naruto did his Rasengan and saved Hinata from that Otsutsuki by the moon or something, or when I don't know, but he's gonna have it like that, and he says, "Said my 6 swordsmen, may you please knock these men out." And it says, "Yes, my lord." And they knock them out, or they don't knock the Hokage out, they knock the Anbu out, and they say, with such speed and less effort, they knock them out. And the Hokage is scared by this. He says, "What? How is that possible? There's no one stronger than my Anbu. We have the strongest Anbu out of all the 7 great or 8 great. I don't know how many nations there are. I'm gonna say, wait, how do I?" And as the Hokage's, as the Hokage says, "No way, we have the strongest Anbu out of all the 5 great nations. That's impossible. Those 6 mere weaklings, we're gonna say 3 of them attacked and took out 20 Anbu." Hokage says, "There's no way. Those 3 mere weaklings took out all my Anbu. So you're gonna regret that." And Naruto says, "Hokage-sama," or we wanna say, no, he says, "Hokage, listen here. If you don't want to die, don't ever attack me again." And further on in this, I'll explain Naruto's powers. But now, Naruto leaves the village, and he has Hokage scared in fear. And all the villagers, we're gonna say, they were trying to throw rocks at Naruto, but the riders, they protected him. And as they protected him, they said, "Do it again and we'll kill you all." And they all struck with fear, and they all got super scared and said, "Okay, that demon's probably gonna kill us all. Run!" So as they all ran, they all got scared. And they ran. As Naruto, he leaves the village and wanna do Naruto. And at this time, Nejire, she wakes up and she says, she gets ready and says, Naruto-kun, what are you doing? And he says, nothing, Nejire-chan. I'm just trying to protect you. And then she gets a blush on her face. And she says, oh, okay, Naruto-kun. So we're gonna do, no. Actually, they're just gonna walk, and in this Naruto, he's gonna build him a village. It's gonna be the demon village. Or we're gonna say the demon village, it already has a Hokage, but there's 2 high rankings. You have the Hokage and you have Demon King. They're waiting for their Demon King to return. As Naruto, one of the swordsmen say, Naruto, we have to get back to your village. And then Naruto says, what do you mean? No, one of the riders say, Naruto, we have to get back to your village. And Naruto says, what do you mean, my village? And then he says, since you're the Demon King, you own the demon village. It's yours now. And Naruto says, I never heard of that village before. And the rider says, that's because no one's ever talked about it. That's why. And as Naruto, he says, okay, take me there. May you take me there. Although Naruto he's like Zeno, but with more, if anybody attacks him, he kills them. He's heartless, but he still has that kitty. He still is that kitty. Even though he's super old, he still likes to have fun and still likes to be a kid. So as Naruto says, okay, may you take me there? He says, yes, yes, my lord. And after he says that, he says, okay. So as they travel, they get, I'm gonna say, not Danzo. Back at the end of the leaf, Danzo, he goes to the Hokage and says, where's that nine-tailed brat? And Danzo says, Hokage says, he left. And Danzo says, what do you mean he left? He's our greatest weapon. And then Hokage said, don't raise your voice at me. And then Danzo shuts his mouth and says, why did he leave? And then Hokage says, there's 2 reasons he left. One of them was because we treated him. He says there's only 3 reasons he left. One of them was because we treated him, and the villagers treated him poorly. And he says, well, we don't need that nine-tailed brat. We have an Uchiha. We're just gonna train him. And then Danzo says, Hokage says, don't you have Sharingans on your arm? Aren't you one of the most powerful? Ninjas in this village? And then Danzo says, yes. What do you want me to do, Hokage-sama? And the Hokage says, Danzo, I'm putting you on a mission, a S-rank mission, to get that nine-tailed brat back. And they say, why is it an S-class mission? Danzo says, why is it an S-class mission? He's a weakling anyway, right? And then Hokage says, he is, but he doesn't know about his Naruto strength yet. So he says, yeah, he's a weakling, but he has 6 people guarding him. Okay? He says he has 6 people guarding him. They're all kids, but they have immense power. And we're gonna say in this one, Naruto has all the dojutsu, besides the Tensei gone, cause I really don't know those abilities. So he says okay, and then he says after he says that he goes he says bring all the powerful ninjas you can find. So Danzo finds, he captures up the ninjas that the powerful ninjas. We gotta say elite. No, we gotta say better than normal ranking Johnny, like Kakashi level, but not Kakashi. Kakashi's not gonna be there. They're gonna say Danzo's gonna go to them and say, "Come with me. We're gonna go on an S-class mission." And they says, "Yes, yes, Lord Danzo." And as they go into the mission, we're gonna go back to Naruto. So we're gonna say Naruto. They stop and they build tents. Well, not tents, but like they build a little shelter, and it's big enough for 10 to 15 people. So, and as they build this shelter, we're gonna say that as they built this shelter, that what happens, man? As they build this shelter, we're gonna say that they're laying down, and as they're laying down, Nejire, she is wrestling in the bushes, and she goes to Naruto scared. Well, she's not really scared, but she just goes to Naruto and says, "Naruto-kun, I heard a rustling in the bushes, one of the trees. What do you want me to do?" And Naruto says, may you please tell um the 7 riders to come here, please, or the 6 other riders to come here, please. And she says, "Yes, Naruto-kun." And then he says, "Thank you, Nejire-chan." And as she goes to gather up those 6 riders, Naruto, as they get there, Naruto says, Nejire-chan here heard the wrestling in the bushes. And they're gonna say, we're gonna have an alpha, a prime, a mega, and an omega, and no, we're gonna have alpha, we're gonna have omega, and then the prime, and then elite, a special, and a after the special it's gonna be what should I say? After the special is gonna be mega. And he says Mega, go out there and see. No, he says Alpha, I want you to go out there and see what's happening. The Alpha is the 3rd ranking best, and the Alpha says, but Lord, what if he's too strong? What if he's just a mere weakling like those other Ambu? And Naruto says, please don't question my word, just go. And he says, yes, my lord, I'm sorry. I shall be punished when I get back. And Naruto, he's taken a glance by this and says, and he doesn't say anything, but not as actually no, Danzo, he's not even caught up with Naruto yet. So, we're gonna say as a little girl pops out the bushes, her name is Fu, and she says, "Can you help me? There's some bad men chasing after me, and they're gonna kill me. Please help me." And then he retches and he takes her back to Naruto, and Naruto says, "Well, what do we have here?" And then she says, "Please help me, sir. Please help me. They're men, bad men chasing after me. They're gonna kill me. Please help me." And they say okay. Then they send the Mega out there. Naruto says, "Mega, I want you to go out there and kill all those men." And then Fu says, "Wait, you don't have to kill them. Just And then Naruto says, well, what do you want me to, the Mega says, well, what do you want me to do? Knock them out? Even if I do knock them out, they're gonna still chase after you until you're dead. And we're gonna say Fu in this timeline, she's 4 years old. And I'm gonna say after that Fu, she says she lowers her head and says, oh, okay. And then Mega goes out there and he slaughters them. And as he goes back to Naruto and says, my lord, he says, my lord, they've been killed. And he says, okay, thank you for taking care of that. And I think it was the Alpha, he said, now my lord, it's time for my punishment. And as he gives him a sword, he gives Naruto this sword and he says, you must strike me 15 times with this sword. And Naruto laughs and says, ha ha ha. Naruto laughs and says, I'm not gonna hit you. I don't really care what the past demon lords did, but that's in the past and this is the future. I will not hurt my swordsman, and if anyone ever lays a finger on you, they're gonna have to talk to me. And with this, he says, okay, actually I'm gonna say they're all girls. And as she blushes and says, I'm gonna say her name. I'm not gonna be able to keep up with these names, so I'm gonna say there's only three girls in here, and there's only 3 riders, and they say it's the Alpha, Omega, and Mega. Nejire, she's the Alpha. As she said, as the Nejire, Kami, or Kamu, Nejire, Kamu, and Kona. Nejire, Kanu, and Kona says, okay, and she blushes, and she looks down, and Naruto gets closer to her and says, don't worry, I will never hurt you. And as she gets red, it says, okay, yes, Naruto-kun. And Naruto says, what's with the name change all of a sudden? And she says, nothing, my lord. And then Naruto says, it's okay, you can call me Naruto. And he says, believe it, that's my name after all. And she blushes a little bit more. And we're gonna say, Fu says, thank you for saving me. And Naruto says, no problem. And then Naruto says, do you have anywhere to stay? Do you have anywhere to stay? And then she says, my name is Fu. And he says, okay, do you have anywhere to stay, Fu? And she says, no, I actually don't. I've been banished from my village and I'm an outcast. All the villagers there, they hate me and they all try to kill me because I have a tailed beast. And Naruto on this one, he was gonna have the 10 tails. He says, I know how you feel. I had the 10, and the 10 tails is gonna attack the village this time. The 10 tails. And the 10 tails says, in his head, and he says, yeah, of course you do. And Naruto, and he says, shut up, and don't make me kill you. And the 10 tails gets scared and says, okay, sorry, my lord. That's Fu. As Naruto says, Fu, you can live and travel with us. And Fu says, okay, thank you, Naruto-kun. And we're gonna skip. Well, actually, no. They make the cabin. They finish the cabin. Actually, they don't make it. They finish it. After they finish it, I said shelter, right? Yeah, shelter. And we're gonna say this one is actually 5 people, since I brought the riders down. You want to say that he made a shelter for about 5 people, a little small room, and or a little small shelter. So they have, want to say, there's 2 rooms. Naruto Naruto sleeps in one, and the other swordsman sleeps in the other. Riders, I meant to say. The other riders sleep in the other one. And I see. And sorry, I just thought I saw something outside my window. But as one of the swordsmen, what is her name again was? I forgot her name. It was Nejire Hami. Actually, we're gonna rename them. We're gonna name the middle one. Her name is Mocha. I'm gonna say Mocha. She gets scared and she goes to Naruto, and she knocks on the door and says, "Naruto, come, can I sleep with you? I'm really scared." And he says, "No problem." He says, "Yes, sure." And then she sits there and Naruto, and she puts a pillow between Naruto and between her and Naruto. And Naruto says, what's with the pillow for? I know you like me. There's no need to hide it." And she blushes, and she blushes super hard and says, no, I don't. I don't like you. I don't like you at all. You're just my master. You're just my master. That's all I came to do is serve you. And then Naruto chuckles and says, "Please, Mocha, there's no need to hide it. I like you too." And Mocha says, "What? What do you mean you like me?" And then Naruto says, "Yeah, I like you too. From the first time I saw you." And I'm gonna say, she blushes. She kisses Naruto on the cheek, and 10 minutes later, I know it don't sound weird, but 10 minutes later, one of the other girls wake up, Nejire. She's gonna be the main one for Mocha is. She's gonna be the second main female for this one. Nejire wakes up, and she looks for Mocha, and she says, "Where's Mocha? Huh? She must be, she's probably outside using the restroom or something." And she goes to Naruto, knocks on the door and says, "Naruto-kun, may I sleep with you? I'm really scared, and it's thundering outside. Please, may I sleep with you, my lord?" And Naruto says, "Yeah, but just stop calling me my lord. Just call me Naruto Uzumaki. Believe it." And she says, "Yes, Naruto-kun." And after she says that, after she says after she opens the door, she sees Mocha there, and she gets jealous. And she says, "Why is she here with you?" And then Naruto says, "Is somebody jealous?" And she goes red and says, "No, no, my lord, I'm not." She says, "No, Naruto-kun, I'm not getting jealous. I just wanted to know why is she here." And Naruto says, "I think you are jealous." And then she says, I'm not. I promise you, Naruto-kun, I'm not jealous at all." And then, sorry if my voice is messed up. It's just that it's like 8 o'clock, and, it's 8 o'clock. I've been up all day. And as Nejiri says, she goes in there and she lays down. And let's say, as soon as she lays down, Moko or Hami, she pops in there and says, "Naruto, I'm gonna be sleeping with you." We're gonna say we're gonna say Hami is the bold one, and she likes to get her way a lot. And she says, "Naruto," she opens the door and says, "Naruto, I'm Naruto-kun, I'm sleeping with you." And Naruto, he looks up and says, "Huh? Oh, okay." And they all sit there, and they are all laying with Naruto. Even they're like 4 years old. And they say, "We're gonna lay with Naruto." And they wake up and they eat breakfast. Don't ask me how. They know how to cook. Just know they eat breakfast and they destroy the campfire in the shelter so nobody can know that they were there. And well, there's nothing they really can do with the campfire, but they destroyed the shelter. And as soon as they leave, 30 minutes later, Danzo appears there and with his squad and says, "Tuh, the nine-tailed brat was here. I can smell him. It looks like he had three other people with him." Is and Naruto go as Naruto's walking. Um, Hami says, "Naruto-kun, there's some people behind us. I can sense them." And he says, "How far away are they?" And then Hami says, "They're about 15 minutes away." And then Naruto says, "Okay, stay here. We're gonna set a trap." And we're gonna say Danzo and them, they did not rest at all. Cause you know Danzo, he's like top priority. If you want something, you go get it done. So, and he really wanted Naruto or the Nine-Tails brat. Ten-Tails brat. God, I keep forgetting. Okay, so he says, they set a trap. And then 15 minutes later, Danzo appears and says, "Wait." And then they said, "What do you mean, Lord Danzo? Wait, we have to keep going." And as one of the Danzo says, "No, wait." And then one of the Danzo said, "I'm not waiting anymore. I'm tired of waiting. I'm gonna kill that Nine-Tails brat. He killed my grandma all those years back. It was her God. It was her. I'm gonna say it was her God. Sorry for the profanity, but I got a cuss on this one. Cuss right here. Naruto says, or the Ambu says, he killed my goddamn grandmother," and then Naruto says, "Okay, that's your death though." And now Ambu says, "Tuh, he can't kill me." And it says, "Huh, he can't kill me." He goes, when I say he goes 30, he moves 2 inches forward and his head gets chopped off by Hami's sword or Hami's scythe. So she has a scythe by Hami's scythe, and as his head gets chopped off, the other Ambure shiver and say, "What happened?" And the Naruto says, "Sharingan," and then his Sharingans, they awaken on his arm and his forehead, and they say, "What? It's impossible. I can't even sense him with my Sharingan." And Naruto, he lets out his bloodlust chakra, and he pops out of nowhere and says, "Danzo, why did you come from me?" And then he says, "Naruto Uzumaki, or Ten-Tails brat, I came up to you to bring you back to that village like the hokage ordered me to." And then Naruto, he says, "Tuh, I'm not going back to that pitiful village. All you did there was treat me like crap and bully me and beat me every day. Every day I got home, all I did was cut. And Naruto and Danzo, he said, "I don't care what you did, you Naruto, you Ten-Tails brat." And then as he tries to charge for Naruto, as he charges to Naruto, Mocha appears out of nowhere, and she stabs Danzo in the heart, or in the chest, and slices off his arm and his head. And they get the arm and the head, and they say, Naruto-kun, he has these Sharingans. They don't even belong to him. I can sense they belong to another other Uchihas. He's been taking their eyes, Hokage-sama, or Naruto-kun, and he says Danzo. Well, he didn't say Danzo, because Danzo dead. He says, "What a pitiful man."
And then Naruto says, "May I see those eyes?" And she says, "Yes, Naruto. If you're gonna implant them in your eyes, I'm sorry, but I can't let you do that. My mother, she was a Uchiha, and she was tortured by this man, and one of these eyes might be hers. I just don't want to risk it." And Naruto says, "Don't worry, Moka-san. Don't worry, Moka-chan. I won't put them in. I won't put those Uchiha eyes in my beautiful eyes." And she says, "Okay, Naruto, thank you." He says, "No problem, believe it." They were having this chat. The Ambu trying attacking them, and Hami and Hami and Nejire, they're just killing them off one by one, all 20 of them. And on the last Ambu, Hami is about to kill him, and Nejire comes and stops her blade, stops Nejire, and says, "Nejire, we can't kill him. He needs to be this message. He needs to be the message." And then Hami says, "Okay, Nejire-san." And then Nejire-sama, "Okay, Nejire, no, san. Okay, Nejire-san." And as that happens, the Hokage, where the Nejire says, "You shall go back to your village, and you will tell them this message." As she tells them the message, Naruto, and Moka, they hug, and Hami and Nejire, they get back and they see them hugging, and they say, "That's no fair. You're hugging her, but not me." But they say it in a silent. They say it under their breath. They both say it at the same time, and they pout. Or they don't pout, but they say it under their breath, and Naruto says, "Huh? What was that?" And then they both say nothing more, nothing Naruto-kun. It says, "Oh, okay, let's start. Let's walk." And then I'm gonna say, none of them ever told Naruto their feelings Mocha. Besides Mocha. And Naruto and Mocha, they're dating. And I'm gonna say Naruto, when they arrive at the village, Naruto picks Mocha up. No, Naruto, he goes, and he stopped by two people. He stopped by, I forgot his name. Oh, no, Ostia and Zeldris. When I say Zeldris. And Meliodas in his head is saying, "That's my brother. Beware. He tried to kill me. He might try to even kill you." And Naruto says, "Okay, Meliodas-sama." And he says, "Just beware about him. Okay? Just beware." And Naruto says, "Okay, I understand." And Zeldris says, "Who are you and what do you want?" And as she said,